1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. You're on.
Shalom. We are the ICBK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding journey of Hana. And today's topic is voting and classism. Blacks, Hispanics, and Indians, this is one thing about us. Now with this whole, with the whole voting thing that just went down, and of course, the outcome that we figured that was going to come behind voting, which Donald Trump, is also, president still, right? All right. So now, black people, before this, now think about this, you have this huge thing going on with classism among black people, because you have the ones that want to side with Donald Trump and want to side with the Republican Party and side with voting and all of that, right? They actually really want to side with the white man, in general. But what they're doing is, they, are now, what they're doing is demonizing Hispanics, the Hispanics that's targeted for immigration and things like that. And they're also targeting at black people, the black people that don't want to fit into that type of mold, right? Which what they call Pookie and Ray Ray type of black men. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're, or the ghetto, all of that, they call, they separating themselves from that group, trying to make another class. And stuff is not new. It's not new at all. Back in the day, they had what they called the Blue Vein Society. You know what I'm saying? And that Blue Vein Society, what that was a society of black people, right? Because you were supposed to be so light-skinned, if you wanted to be in that group, you had to be light-skinned, to where they could see the blue veins coming up out of you, like your arm or whatever, right? Dark-skinned brother, you really can't see the blue veins coming out. But you had to be, it's similar to the paper bag test, But instead of it being done with color now, it's a little more sophisticated now than what it is, because you have people that are dark as me and darker than me that are part of this dumb, this offshoot of this Blue Vein Society. You see what I'm saying? What they're really trying to say is massa. See, we not like them, massa. It's us kind of Negroes and it's them kind of Negroes. And what they're trying to do, what it is actually it's coonery. You see what I'm saying? And they've, took this coonery so far to where, also too, like say for instance, Mexicans. They're saying Mexican. Well, Mexicans ain't black. Mexicans are something different. Put it like there's a totally different damn race, in which they're not a different race. Just because they look different, these same people will have kids with a damn white woman and still call those children black. And they're lighter than the Mexicans. You see what I'm saying? We got a lot of things to work out on all levels. I mean, really, we got a lot of things to work on. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in, and another thing too, before I go into that, we trust in this society. Our people trust in this society, which is something that we should not do. We should not be running around trusting in this society right here, because this society has been dead set on destroying us. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's common sense right there. And let me tell you who it is. It's these so-called educated black people. You see what I'm saying? These so-called educated black people, they think that they're going to actually be they're going to actually be the upper ruling class of us somehow, when they don't even understand the fact that they're supposed to be in military ranked order, not computer ranked order, or or they figure they're a lawyer, you know what I'm saying, for white people, and they're somehow going to lead black people. Even though Moses grew up in the house of Pharaoh, what kind of man was Moses? You see what I'm saying? Moses was a man that understood warfare, even though he was educated in all the ways of the Egyptians. What they're trying to do, they want to knock off half of that. And that half is the most important half that they need. That's why I always say all the time that Pookie and Ray Ray are in a position better to lead, black people than them. You see what I'm saying? Pookie and Ray Ray at least know certain principles. Even though, yeah, they're messed up too, no doubt, but they know certain principles that these so-called people that call themselves black leaders don't know or understand.
Speak right now.
I press some time, got a problem getting it on.
All right, no sweat. Keep rocking. It ain't plugged up.
No, it's not. Oh wow.
All right, you good.
That's what I was thinking. Some must have been with that cord, connecting with this somehow or something.
All right, no sweat. Keep rocking the class on.
Okay. Let me go to some scripture right quick. I'm going to go to Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 14. Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 14. Wherefore, hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Now, these people actually think, this is going back in the day when we was actually in Jerusalem, but you have the same mindset going on like right now. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Cap, you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Get it somehow, because it's
The
like
angles?
directly in my eyes. I'm having a hard time seeing.
That better?
Cuddle come think that, yeah, because the glare from it is when I go to try and read.
Is this better? Let me know.
Man, would it be cool with that off? Or
What about this right here? Let me see.
be a little better because the glare is still, real strong. And we'll be able to see on it real good.
It's a little too dark. Try it now. You still see it good?
Yeah, I'm having still having a pretty difficult time because of the glare. And then I look back at the book.
Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. What about now?
That should be a little better right there.
It's rocking like that.
Yeah, the glare is still in my eyes pretty strong. Okay, Isaiah chapter 9, Slack it, 28, Slack it, in verse 14. Wherefore, hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death. Now, who is actually the minister of death? The minister of death on the earth is the white man. So it's no, that's what voting and all of that's about. I don't give a damn whether you voted Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter. It's the same deal. It's nothing different. Right. You see what I'm saying? It's two sides of the same damn coin. That's what people need to understand. And everybody that's running around trying to whip black people into a frenzy when it comes to things like voting and stuff like that. These people, and it's funny because these people claim to be so educated.
Right.
Right. So I mean, but what they don't realize is, if, like, say for instance, if I was trapped in a dungeon and I don't even know how the hell I even got there, don't know nothing about my history, don't know who I am, my first line of education should be, how the hell did I get there in the first place?
Right.
That's where your front line of education should be, instead of going with the dungeon masters and trying to, get their education and act like you're going to be free because of their education. They want you to be in the dungeon. They profit behind you being in the dungeon somehow. You see what I'm saying? So what they're going to want to do with you, they're going to want to keep you there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's just common sense. I mean, what good is it to have all of this education when you lack common sense? You lack any type of common sense. That makes you stupid. It doesn't make you smart. And then, they go on to say, because, I was saying, just like I was telling you, Cap, when the dude said the intelligent are actually going to be the leaders. Well, I asked the brother, I mean, what the hell you know about warfare? Well, he told me he was an ex-Marine. I'm like, well, you was just a fighting slave. You was a grunt. The grunts really don't know about warfare. The grunts know what a grunt know, and what he knows is just only to do what America wants. And like I mentioned to him, those brothers be the same damn ones who run around with one goddamn leg, you know what I'm saying, that's laid out on the corner with a bottle or trying to, shoot something in his goddamn arm. You know what I'm saying? Because a fighting slave is not a man of war. He's a fighting slave. That's what he is. That's all he thinks. He's a man of war. You know what I'm saying? But he's not really a man of war. He's a fighting slave. He's no damn different from the gang member has more of a understanding of warfare than he does. Because the gang member is like, I'm going to secure my block. He profits off what's on the block. You see what I'm saying? He profits if he's going to secure these 3 blocks. That's because that's their hood. They're going to catch whatever money comes through that hood. That's going to go to them. They're going to benefit off what it is that they're conquering over. Right. You see what I'm saying? What does the Marine benefit off of? He doesn't benefit off a goddamn thing. What, a free meal at goddamn hometown buffet once a year? What is it, Veterans Day? He benefits that. And then other than that, he's going to be laid out on the damn curb some goddamn where, with some disability because he did a plate in his goddamn head. You see what I'm saying? Because as soon as they don't need you anymore, what do? They throw you back out in society after training you to be a damn killer and to worship, you know what I'm saying, to worship them, to worship the empire, but they don't need you anymore now. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
Wars are not always fought with some goddamn gun. Just like, for instance, the Cold War. The Cold War, nobody was being shot up. Remember you hit me onto this, Cap? The whole deal with the Cold War. The Cold War was all about people only jockeying for position.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? For the best strategic points so that when things do go down, they'll be ready and they'll be in the best strategic places to launch a very effective attack to conquer over their enemies.
All right.
Because they're fighting for domination. The Negro and the Marines is not fighting for the domination of his people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's fighting for the domination of another people. So how the hell is that smart? How in the hell is your intelligent ass gonna rule anything?
All right.
How you gonna be over any damn thing? That's not how things work.
All right.
Because if you in that office and the ones that you in them office jobs and all of that, right? Breast Cancer Awareness Month come around. Let me show you how much you don't know about warfare. Breast cancer awareness comes around. Everybody in your office building running around with pink shirts on. Now you're so-called intelligent, right? So you will put that pink shirt on or that pink ribbon or whatever to show that you are about the cause of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Not knowing that, of course, you do know, but it's for your job. You looking like a damn sodomite. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
And when you running around looking like a sodomite, you're not in a position to lead any damn thing. You're doing it. Pookie and Ray Ray, on the other hand, Pookie and Ray Ray working at McDonald's, Burger King, They go into Burger King one day and they're like, put on this little ribbon for breast cancer awareness month. Pookie and Ray Ray is gonna be like, hell no, I'm not putting no goddamn pink ribbon on me. Right. They're more likely to say that. You see what I'm saying? Because they're keeping the manhood, the little manhood that they got left, while you're compromising yours. You see what I'm saying? Right. Next thing you know, some devil supervisor at that place, you know what I'm saying, is about the fruity rainbow stuff, come at you one damn day and be like, you do a favor for me, you get this promotion, or you get to keep your job. Your ass is gonna be more susceptible to do that. Right. Cut. Right. Pookie and Ray Ray are the men in the ISUPK because we was once that. That's right. You see what I'm saying? Now, the Pookie and Ray Ray that stay outside of the ISUPK, they're going to fall up under they're going to fall up under everything else. Right. You see what I'm saying? Sad for those brothers because you see them with a measure of strength, but damn, they ain't not going to be able to fight the elements like that. Right. But the ISUPK is made up of former Pookie and Ray Rays. You see what I'm saying? And what are we doing? We're organizing. We're setting up schools all over the country. Right. Same thing that you so-called educated and intelligent Negroes, y'all beg for financing and funding to start your schools. Not even to start a school, just to be into a school that the white man done already established. All right. But yet you're in a position to lead? Really though? Right. That's a hell of a joke right there, ain't it? While us with minimal resources are popping up schools all over the country and in other countries. All right. So who's more fit to rule and lead? Yeah, those former Pookie and Ray Rays. Let me go back into the scripture. With the Pookie and Ray Rays, which are in the ISUPK. That's right. That's right. And with hell, I'm going to take that from the top. Isaiah 28:15, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death. Like I said, the white man is the minister of death, because what did he do as soon as he came up out of the Caucasus Mountains? He's killed everything moving. All right. He's killed people, nations, trees. You see what I'm saying? He's killed the produce of the ground. Everything that he's touched has died. He run across an indigenous tribe somewhere thick off into the Amazon that have never, dealt with any other people. He come among them and he discovered them. All of a sudden, a third of their population is going to be wiped out within a 15-year period. All right. So when it talks about you have made a covenant with death, that's a covenant with the white man. That's an agreement that was made with the white man. Ask the Gadites, 170-something peace treaties. And what happened at the end of those peace treaties? They were dying. Whole tribes wiped out. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why we can only think of maybe 6, 7 damn tribes now. All right. Hell, because they mauled all the other ones. And with hell are at agreement. What is that hell? That hell is a destructive state upon the earth. Now, how are you type people in agreement with that? You voters in agreement with that? You figure, well, hell will be to the so-called Pookie and Ray Ray. Hell will be to them, but we will be all right. All right. That's the way that y'all think. You see what I'm saying? When the overflowing scourge shall pass through. What are they saying, that overflowing scourge? The wrath of the white man. They say when the wrath of the white man comes through, it shall not come unto us. And that's what they believe. That's why they putting the red hat on. Right. What they call them, MAGA hats? MAGA hats. MAGA hat. That's why they put the MAGA hat on. Right. That's saying, and that's why you have so many black people that's running around and these, they going out and they having their red hat on. That ain't no damn different then the brothers that wore back in the time of the Civil War, they put on their military uniforms and were burnt alive inside them. No different than that. You think that that's going to save you. You see what I'm saying? And that's not going to save you at all.
All right.
Wow. So why are you so afraid of Pookie and Ray Ray and act like they owe you something? What you should be doing is seeing how you can unite with Pookie, with the so-called Pookie and Ray Ray. Because let me let you in on something. When it talks about the spirit of Elijah, let me tell you who has the spirit of Elijah upon him. The ISUPK has a spirit of Elijah up on us. Let me tell you why. Because the spirit of Elijah, you think that everybody think, okay, because Elijah did a great thing called fire down from heaven to destroy it, you know what I'm saying? And it did these major exploits. But the core of the spirit of Elijah is to unite the heart of the fathers with the sons. Now, you so-called educated black people think that you are fathers. And that Pookie and Ray Ray is the son, and the Pookie and Ray Ray should follow you. You see what I'm saying? But what you actually do is you turn against him. You see what I'm saying? You turning against this so-called Pookie and Ray Ray and separating yourself to another class, joining yourself to the white man saying, Master, he's the problem. So that shows that you do not have the spirit of Elijah upon you. And if you don't have that, you are not in a goddamn position to lead. That's, that's also words to you fake Israelite groups out there, to the purple people and the red and the whites and all of and the white and the blues, all of these different, color coordinated Israelite groups. You are not in the position to lead because the heart, the spirit of Elijah is to unite the heart of the fathers to the sons. You separating the two. You see what I'm saying? The ISUPK is joining the two. That's the reason why we have brothers of all walks of life here. We have the former Pookie and Ray Rays. And we have the brothers that was, the Carlton from the damn Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Brothers that was that. And what are we doing? We're uniting the two together. That's one of the reasons why, that's one of the ways that you know who's actually supposed to lead this nation. You see what I'm saying? Inside this nation, you got Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that's following the orders of Pookie and Ray Ray. And vice versa. You see what I'm saying? What is that doing for us? That's uniting. That's uniting us. While you are trying to separate and act like so-called Pookie and Ray Ray have, owe you some type of, retribution, or owe you some type of, retribution or whatever, right? You act like they owe you something when you have never formed up a program or anything for them to help them. Let me let you in on something. The Pookies and Ray Rays of whites and every other race on the face of the planet, the ones that were not that, the ones that were up in society, that were educated or whatever, those were the ones, they brought them up. Because the Pookies and Ray Rays of the white man, let me tell you who they are today. The Pookies and the Ray Rays of the white man back, 60, 70 years ago are now the police department, are now the fire department. You see what I'm saying? The police department was one of Pookie or Ray Ray, and the fire department was Pookie and Ray Ray. The police department was like Pookie, you know what I'm saying? And the fire department was like Ray Ray. What did they do? They took the Irish and gave them, you know what I'm saying? They gave them the police department. So now you got them Pookie McCluskey. You see what I'm saying? And then you have the Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? You got them Ray Liotta, the fire department, which was the Italians. They gave them that. You see what I'm saying? And they used them as their military, they used them as the military men of white society to stop black people from ever being able to take any resources or take anything back of all the wealth that the slave masters had grabbed up together, you know what I'm saying, and left the slaves poor. They were there to establish the order. You see what I'm saying? While you guys, on the other hand, you despise your Pookie and Ray Rays. You see what I'm saying? You despise your Pookie and Ray Rays, and you want to make yourself a separate class from them, when in reality, if something was to go down right now, right, and the white man was to sit there and say, to hell with you, I don't care about your degrees, I don't care about your job, or what your experience, or anything that you think that you got, you know, and was to start to declare war on you, then you'll be going for Pookie and Ray Ray to try and get him to be the fighters up on your behalf. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you guys wouldn't know what to do. If they sat there and said, right now, why the hell are you coming to us? You got your own people. Why are you coming to us for a job? Why are you coming to us? Well, we don't care nothing about your degrees and what you're qualified in, but you got your own people. And we're siding with our people. You same dudes that think that you would be able to be leading black people would be lost.
All right.
Be totally lost. While the so-called Pookie and Ray Ray is used to that kind of treatment. So they are more likely to sit there and join the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which is organized, you see what I'm saying, and get inside the rank system so that they don't have to worry about that. You see what I'm saying? While you, on the other hand, will be lost. Lost in the sauce. You're going to lead something, right? Yeah, right. I'll tell you where you'll lead. You'll lead a bunch of people inside World Changers and the Creflo Dollar. You'll lead a bunch of people in Eddie Long's, former Eddie Long's congregation. You'll lead people there. You see what I'm saying? And you will lead people into being bigger beggars than what they were before. And that's the only reason why the white man even allows you to even stay in that position. It's for that. You lose that ability, and then you're going to see what he really think about you for real. You go back to the scriptures. We have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. That right there, you know, that everybody that voted trust in this scripture right here. You see what I'm saying? Everybody that voted trust in this scripture. This is why they all messed up. This is one of the reasons why they all messed up. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I lay in Zion for a fountain, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet. Because what have these so-called educated blacks done that voted? They done threw in the trash all measures of judgment. You see what I'm saying? Everything that has to do with judgment and justice, they can't stand it. Their judgment and justice comes from from being a choice slave, which is going to always be in favor of the slave master. All right, you see what I'm saying? And it was just funny because it was all the so-called educated ones that were joining Donald Trump in every damn thing that he was doing. While he's sitting there talking about build the wall. While he's sitting there bankrolling militias to stop Mexicans coming from Mexico to America. You see what I'm saying? He's the same man. And then here's another thing too, which I'm going to also go into that too. You know, all of the people that sat there and believe that Mexicans, they taking our, they're taking our jobs. They're doing it. Who the hell want to pick tomatoes? None of us want to do a job like that. We don't want to pick no damn tomatoes. And we sure as hell don't want to make what Mexicans are making per hour. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to do that either. And the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies. Now, why does it say the hail specifically? Does this mean literal hail? No, this doesn't. It's not. This is not talking about literal hail. Hail is one of the ways that the Most High sends down a lot of His judgment, right? Because just like the white man has, he has nukes. The Lord will send down hail. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the Lord's traditional weapons, right there. And hail is meant for blasphemers. So who's the blasphemers? The Christian church. You see what I'm saying? The Christian church is the top blasphemers up on the planet. They're blasphemers worse than the white man is because the Lord never made a covenant with the white man. You see what I'm saying? But the Lord did make a covenant with the forefathers of the Christian pastors. So when it says here, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies. This is literal and metaphorical both. And the waters shall overflow the hiding place. Because what's eventually going to happen is, the Lord is going to cause the damn white man to totally turn against these so-called intelligent, educated blacks that are siding with that. You see what I'm saying? That are siding with him. Because one thing that's going to happen is they're going to find out that they can't control black people because the ISUPK, our influence is going strong. And from us, the ones that are even on the outskirts are going to stop listening to you. And when they stop listening to you, the white man's going to turn against you. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to sweep through. You see what I'm saying? To where y'all are not going to have any choice but to run to Pookie and Ray Ray. Hell, Pookie and Ray Ray already knew. You see what I'm saying? So y'all ain't going to have no choice but to run to Pookie and Ray Ray and ask them what are y'all to do. And guess what? Pookie and Ray Ray going to be giving y'all orders. Because Pookie and Ray Ray is going to be in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge following orders themselves. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So you will be up under them. You guys are not fit to lead because of your education, your degrees, right? You're fit to lead something. The white man could take your degree and wipe his ass with it right in front of your goddamn face. What the hell are you going to do then? Huh?
All right.
You see what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to do anything. If he sat there, and he got his company, he takes your degree, wipes his ass with your degree right in front of your face, throws the degree in the trash. You're going to be sitting there looking stupid as you can, and then who are you going to have to depend on then? You see what I'm saying? And your covenant with death shall be disannulled. Because the Lord, the same people that you think is going to be set out for destruction, is going to be inside the ISUPK. You think that they're set for destruction, but no, the Lord got a totally different plan for this people. And the destruction will be way more likely to fall upon your head. And you're going to realize that. And this stuff right here is going to totally humble you so-called educated people. You see what I'm saying? Then you're going to start to understand the ways of the Lord then. It sucks it's going to have to happen for you that way, but that's how it's going to have to happen because what is going on now, you under a goddamn strong delusion. You see what I'm saying? And your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. Because what are they going to do as soon as they find out that you can't control Pookie and Ray Ray anymore, and you can't make them feel guilty anymore because they didn't sit there and got inside the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge? What are you going to do then? Let me tell you what the white man's going to do. He's going to see, you can't do your job. And how does he feel about someone that can't do their job?
All right.
He's angry with them. So therefore, he's going to be angry with you. And if you want to be educated in something, what you need to be educated in, on the topic that I'm talking about, is going back to ancient Egypt when the taskmasters could no longer control the people. What did the ancient Egyptians do? They beat the taskmasters.
Right.
You are the taskmasters today. And you're going to be beaten just like the ones back in ancient Egypt was. You see what I'm saying? Get ready for that. For the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you. For morning by morning shall it pass over, by day and by night. And it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. So once they get this understanding of the report, like, damn, so the white man was just using us. He was just only using us just to control the people. I thought that I had these degrees and I had this position because I was so great. That's why it says here, and it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. Because now you're going to see that the white man is the devil. You're going to see that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And all of that boasting your education and your knowledge ain't going to be worth nothing in that day. You see what I'm saying? And that day is ready. As a matter of fact, that day is possibly going to be within the second term of Donald Trump. That's when you're going to start to realize.
Right.
Because Donald Trump doesn't give a damn. He doesn't give a damn about you red hat Negroes. You think he cares about you? What people don't understand is nations on the earth seek respect. We are the only nation up on the earth that who's supposed to be our upper echelon seek love. You see what I'm saying? And the only people that seek love, that's so diehard with seeking love from another man, is a homosexual.
All right.
And that's the reason why, these red hatters and all of that, these MAGA hat wearing dudes, they're going to be so disappointed. But at the same time, at this point right now, they think that they can lead black people. Lead black people into what? Can't lead black people into anything. Except to the pit, to where you're going.
Right.
Now, some brothers are ignorant. You know what I'm saying? I will give this situation the benefit of the doubt. Some brothers is so under the sway of the world and they thought that they were in the right direction, right? But those same brothers that think they in the right direction, what you got to learn how to do is you got to understand, you got to look at both sides of an argument. You just can't be one-sided in it. Look at both sides of an argument, and if you can't do that, then you know damn good and well you ain't set to rule the people, because in order to rule people, you have to be able to judge. You see what I'm saying? That's why you go into the courtroom, you have plaintiff and defendant. You have to listen to both. You see what I'm saying? You have to listen to the plaintiff and the defendant. Both. You just can't just listen to, okay, I'm just going to hear the plaintiff side of the story. Oh, defendant, I don't want to hear what you got to say. Give me the plaintiff. You can't do that. You listen to both sides of a damn argument. If you can't do that, then you damn sure ain't fit to rule. A lot of you don't even have the beginning foundation, because all you ever did was supervise a McDonald's or something. Manage the McDonald's or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's not rulership. By day and by night, and it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. For the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it.
All right.
What is that saying? The defense of the white man, because when it all cracks down, right? You think that you're going to hop up in this bed of protection with the white man when the bed is going to be too short. Because his people is going to be inside that bed and your ass is going to be left on the floor.
Right.
For whatever, Because when it comes down to it, he's going to protect his own. You see what I'm saying? You are not his own, and he's not going to have no use for you anymore like that.
All right.
And the covering, narrower than that, he can wrap himself in it. What's the covering for? It's a covering for warmth and comfort. That's not going to be enough for you. There's not going to be enough warmth and comfort that the white man is going to be able to give to you because he's going to be too goddamn busy comforting his own. You know what I'm saying? You ever lay in a bed and have a cover that's too short? And then now your feet are cold? Well, guess what? Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man decide with the white man, you're going to be those goddamn cold feet. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be you. Well, you know, just like you got a lot of Mexicans out there that's, voting for Trump also. They voted for Trump and they voted period. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting there and separating themselves, that's what we supposed to be doing during the time of this voting, is separating our goddamn selves. Not sitting there trying to join one political party or another and listen after some goddamn woman. You know what I'm saying? Because the woman's natural role is to bow down and to serve. You see what I'm saying? She's supposed to open up to whatever that man is injecting inside her. Whatever his, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, just sexually and psychologically too. Emotionally, all of that. The man is supposed to pour into her. You see what I'm saying? That's why the man shoots his seed in her. And she brings forth the child 9 months later because she's the receiver. The man is the giver. But what you're doing, you taking on the philosophy of the receiver and you open up your goddamn self as a receiver yourself. You see what I'm saying? Instead of you coming into the Israelite school and being in the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge and actually be the one that's supposed to be teaching, the one that's supposed to be, sowing the seed. You know what I'm saying? You somewhere eating the goddamn seed. The hell? But then want to lead, Pookie and Ray Ray, who have some of the Pookie and Ray Ray that's out there in the world, and you're supposed to be trying to lead them when he sees that you're a goddamn homosexual. He don't want to follow that. You know what I'm saying? He sees that you're gay. Even though you don't even know it. You don't even know that you goddamn gay. And the covering narrower than that, he can wrap himself in it. Now, what we'll do now is go to Isaiah 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes, and the prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered. The Lord has covered the eyes of all the people that you look at as great prophets and all of that, all of your, the Christian, all the Christian leaders and all of these, these secular leaders also, because they're Christians just like the Christian leaders. They ain't no goddamn different. You know what I'm saying? Some of them claim to know the truth. Some of them know that they're Israelites too. You know what I'm saying? And they'll even say that they're Israelites, but they're no goddamn different than the people inside the Christian church. They're no different. You see what I'm saying? The rulers, the seers, hath he covered. And the vision of all is become as unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. What is the vision? The vision is the same vision that the Most High gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if you lock that vision into your heart, you would be wanting to separate, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians right now. If you actually had the vision, but since you lost the vision, your heart is blinded. And the book of the Bible has become like a book that is sealed because it's sealed to you. Because the vision is gone. And as the scriptures say, without a vision, the people perish. You're teaching people to perish and to serve the white man. You see what I'm saying? And to keep the families out of order and all of that. That's what you're teaching. Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. That's the reason why even inside these fake Israelite groups, they're going to all start to look the same. For long, what they're going to do is they're going to conform, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to all start to look the same. Right now, they still look slightly different from one another. You see what I'm saying? They're going to start to look the same, and the ISUBK is going to be the only ones that look different. Because we are different. You see what I'm saying? We are the ones that's supposed to be, we are the governing body. You see what I'm saying? The white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of. And all of these, groups that everybody's doting upon and all of that is no different than the Christian church that you just left. They're no different. They're a little more deceptive in that kind of way. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord said he would choose your delusion. So you come out the Christian church, and a lot of you only came out the Christian church just because you found out that you was an Israelite. And you figured that you had this great knowledge of being an Israelite. You had this great knowledge, and you started to get a little understanding of the scriptures and everything, and you only left because of that. And that's how you got inside the purple group. You see what I'm saying? Because the purple group was comfortable for you. You looked at it as safe. You looked at all of, these other little groups, these little knockoff little groups, as being safe. They're a safe haven for you, because and then your wife liked it. Because inside these groups, it's one wife. You can only have one wife inside these groups. So she's cool with that. You know what I'm saying? In comparison to being with us. You see what I'm saying? Well, you can have as many wives as you want. She hates that. And what you do, you follow her. You see what I'm saying? Because she follows that evil Israelite group who's only seducing her and she's seducing you. Just like what happened in the garden, in the Garden of Eden with, Adam and Eve. The same thing is being put up on you. You're going through the same exact goddamn thing. When the Lord says straight is the gate and wide is the straight is the gate that leads to life. That's the gate that leads to the kingdom of the Lord. Wide is the gate that leads to destruction. You've decided to follow the wide gate instead of the straight gate. Now you just got to get what's coming. And let me let you in on another little thing too. All of these fake Israelite groups, like the purple group, that one specifically, and the red and white, and all of them, and the blue and white, they're going to be Trump supporters. Watch what I say. They are getting ready to be Trump supporters, but they're just not going to tell you straight out that they're Trump supporters. You see what I'm saying? They against voting. A lot of them say against voting, but they're going to support Trump. Believe that. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you why they will. They will support Trump because they hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians just like he do. How can they not come together? You see what I'm saying? How can they not? Well, not come together, but as far as them serving him and his people. You see what I'm saying? They already saying things like Trump was right about black people. They're already saying things like that. Now, when you start to call the devil right, where's things going to go from there? You see what I'm saying? It's going to go, a little bit further than that, and a little bit further than that. Next thing you know, everything will be purple and red cap. MAGA hat. with the purple on. Isaiah chapter 9. And 19. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. Now, when it says through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, what is darkened? Like I was reading before, they can't see. The Lord has closed their eyes. You see what I'm saying? And the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. Who's going to be the fuel of this fire right here? Keep a fire going. What you got to do? You know, you got a fire set out back. You have to have sticks, bramble to throw inside the fire. Who's going to be the people that's going to be thrown inside the fire? It's going to be blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? That's who it's going to be. Thrown inside the fire, because what's happening with America coming down, right? Just the same people that was used to build America up is going to be the same ones that they're going to use to feed to keep the machine going. You see what I'm saying? It'll be blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother, because what will we do in this time? Our people will turn against each other. We will be doing the very opposite thing that we're supposed to be doing, which is coming together. You see what I'm saying? The tribe of Judah, like I said before, the tribe of Judah got this thing bad. You see what I'm saying? That's why all of the divisive tactics, the bulk of them, is aimed at the tribe of Judah, because the tribe of Judah is like the heartbeat of all the other tribes. If they can divide us up one from another, then that would influence the other tribes to be divided up too. You see what I'm saying? But if Judah's united and everybody's united to Judah, we will become a solid stick. You see what I'm saying? And he shall snatch on the right hand. Whoa, now think about this. They say he shall snatch on the right hand, right? Now, what you got going right now? Democrat and Republicans, right? The Democratic Party and the Republican Party, you have the right hand and left hand, you know, of the political movement, right? And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. You go for the Republican Party, you think that they're going to do something great for you. You think they're going to do something great, right? But you're going to be in want behind what the decision that you just made. You're not going to get what you think you should get. You see what I'm saying? Or what you thought that you were agreeing with and asking for, you're not going to get it. You see what I'm saying? Because you think you're going to get those great jobs. The only reason why a lot of you dumb niggas is sitting there siding with the Republican Party and all that, because you think you're going to get a better job or keep the job that you got now. You see what I'm saying? And like I said before, when the scourge comes past, it won't come through you. It's what you think. But the scriptures say you're going to snatch on the right hand and be hungry. Republican Party. You see what I'm saying? And he shall eat on the left hand. Now think about it for a second. Now you got the Democratic Party going, right? Which is supposed to be a little more lenient when it comes to, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and, you know, alternative lifestyles and all of this stuff, the liberals, all of this, you know, garbage. You're going to eat on that, right? And they shall not be satisfied. You see this? Gonna eat and not be satisfied. No satisfaction at all. You see what I'm saying? It's like, if I will, I think that's reversed. You see what I'm saying? That Democratic, but that Republican Party is actually representing the left hand. You see what I'm saying? Because that, you're gonna have all the so-called upper echelon of black people and all that be siding with that. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be eating because they're gonna have it a little bit better than the regular black Hispanics and Native Indians, but they're not gonna be satisfied. But then you're gonna have you got the Democratic Party and all of that and all of this stuff. You're gonna be siding with them, just as we've done, and at the same time, be hungry. You see what I'm saying? They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Right? What's it talking about with that? The flesh of your arm is also talking about your children, because your children are your arm, your son. That's your right arm. That's your heir. That's the boy that's supposed to grow up and be just like you, and to be a successor, of you, to keep your name going on through the earth, and you're gonna eat him. You see what I'm saying? That's why so many black Hispanics and Native Indians want to make sure, no, nigga, you get that ball, run that ball. They ain't teaching you how to be a goddamn man, but they teaching you quick to throw that ball in your hand when you 5 or 6 years old, so you run around, some type of dumbass little league playing football. He doesn't care about you being a prophet of the Lord. He cares more about your dumb ass about you being a running back. You know what I'm saying? He cares more about that. Not even teaching you, and then let you get hurt. What's gonna come to pass then once you get hurt? You see what I'm saying? Or you don't make it to the league. You're gonna be out there with the other black men. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever, we working some type of job or selling some drugs or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to find some other type of way to make ends meet. You see what I'm saying? That's what we do to our children right there. And when we go and we sit there and want to vote and all of that, that's what we're feeding. That's why it said, and the people shall be as fuel for the fire. You join a Democrat or Republican Party and trying to vote and all of that, you're fueling the goddamn fire. Step the hell away from the goddamn fire. They both hate you. Democrats and Republicans both hate you. Now, if you figure you're going to pick the lesser of the two evils, no, nigga, be a real educated man, and separate your goddamn self to your own society, start to build your own society up, while let them do what the hell they damn do, and let them destroy one another. You see what I'm saying? Manasseh, Ephraim, and Ephraim, Manasseh. What is this talking about? Them turning against each other. Puerto Ricans and Cubans going against each other. You know what I'm saying? Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans. Because they're going to be divided in that level too, because what are they doing? As soon as they finish with the Mexicans, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to move to the other tribes. You see what I'm saying? Because you have immigrant Puerto Ricans and immigrant Cubans. You see what I'm saying? And the way things is going now, they don't give a damn how long your people been here. They could have been here. It's been people that's been here 40. You have Mexicans that's been here 40 years that were deported. You see what I'm saying? And what's going to happen, because you're not going to be able to do anything about this. And what happens when you're in a situation where you figure you can't do nothing and the enemy is too strong, it's doing it to you, you turn on each other. You see what I'm saying? And before Ephraim turns against Ephraim, he'll turn against Manasseh. And before Manasseh turns against Manasseh, he'll turn against Ephraim. That's why you have here Manasseh, Ephraim, and Ephraim, Manasseh. But here's the kicker right here. Pay attention. And they together shall be against Judah. Think about that for a second. With all of you brothers, with all you brothers that's running around thinking that, brothers and sisters, rather, that's running around thinking, that's doing these little dumb podcasts and all of that, talking about Mexicans ain't our people, and we don't give a damn about Mexicans and such, and we ready to sit there and actually, if the white man bid it, we'll take up arms, which he's doing, take up arms to help the white man in the fight against the Mexicans. Since we're so educated, why not be educated in history? Why be so dumb when it comes to history? They did this to us before. What did they do? They put the tribe of Judah against Issachar. You see what I'm saying? They put Judah and Benjamin against Gad. That's what they did. They did all of this stuff before. If you claim to be so goddamn educated, then why the hell don't you know anything about what they've done to us in the past? When I say, because I know a lot of you run around talking about, the Hispanics ain't Israelites. We Israelites. Well, okay, let me put it down to you. They chose the so-called African Americans and the Jamaicans and put us against the native Indians. And took the Mexicans, used them against the native Indians, and used the native Indians against the Mexicans. They played us all against each other. You claim to be educated and you understand war and like you're going to lead, right? And you can't even see that they did this to us in the goddamn past. Why aren't you educated in history? You look at history, you can see plain as day they did this in the past, right? What do they say the definition of insanity is? It's to do the same thing and expect a different result. So while you boast yourself in being educated, what you actually are is you're insane. That's what you are. You're not educated. You're stupid. You see what I'm saying? The basic things that you're supposed to know, you don't know them. Like I said before, this is what gives Pookie and Ray Ray the edge over you. Pookie and Ray Ray that are in the ISUPK is actually supposed to be leading you, not you leading them. Because what you're going to lead them into, you're going to try and lead them going against the Mexicans, they brothers, when you're going to turn against them. Because just because they join you does not mean that you're not going to still see them as Pookie and Ray Ray. You see what I'm saying? You're still going to see them as Pookie and Ray Ray Carlton. You're still going to see them as that. And you're still going, and the white man tell you, get rid of them. You're going to try and do it. You see what I'm saying? Verse 20. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. And he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Manasseh, Ephraim, and Ephraim, Manasseh, and they together shall be against Judah. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Now, what we're going to go into is Luke chapter 12 and verse 48. Luke chapter 12 and verse 48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes, the brother that didn't know and did things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him much is required. That's the point that I wanted to make right there in this scripture right here. To whom much is given, much is required. So if much was given to the brother that makes $50,000, $60,000 a year, right? Because you got this thing going on now where in this black hemisphere, whatever the hell they call it, one of the blackity black organizations, the blackity black, groups, what they're actually saying is they're saying Pookie and Ray Ray should owe them reparations. Reparations for what? The scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. Nothing was given to Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray is out there on the block, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you why you think like that. Let me tell you why y'all think like that. Because y'all think that every time that the white man see Pookie and Ray Ray, and then you go in for a job, he sees you through the eyes of Pookie, he sees you as Pookie and Ray Ray, like you're going to be likened to him, and you believe that his existence in itself is stopping the white man from loving you. You see what I'm saying? You believe that his very existence is stopping white people from loving you. So you figure he owe you for that. He got to pay you for that. No, you should be paying him because you the one that sat there and done got the job of 50 and making $50,000-$60,000 a goddamn year, 70,000, 80,000, things like that. You got that. And at the same time, what you're supposed to do, like I mentioned before, the ones of the white man, when the white man had his Pookies and Ray Rays and all of that, what did he do? He provided an opportunity for them, moved them up in his society, and put them over us. You see what I'm saying? And use them as the police force to put us and keep us in line. You see what I'm saying? And made opportunities for where Pookie and Ray Ray could actually even come up more in that society. What have you done? What have you provided for your Pookie and Ray Rays? You see what I'm saying? Instead, you're too busy trying to separate them, from yourself, totally disarming yourself and siding with the white man because you believe that Pookie and Ray Ray are not pleasing to the sight of the white man because that's who you serve and that's who you love. You see what I'm saying? And you figure he owe you something because he don't love you because he owe you something because the white man doesn't love you because of him. You's a bitch. Well, unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask no more. Now, let me go to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 22. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 22. Rob not the poor because he is poor. That's the reason why you got a problem with that man, because he's poor. Because you figure that he ain't did what it takes, like what you did, went out and got all the goddamn degrees and did everything that you did, right? Because he didn't do all of that. You figure that he's nothing. Look, no society is made up of only one kind of person. And then for y'all to sit there and, and act like every black man should be a certain kind of man. Every black man should be Carlton on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Every black man should be that. That's insane. That's impossible. No other race requires that of their people. You see what I'm saying? And what y'all really trying to say is you look at yourself as a talented tenth. and you really believe deep down inside, you believe that 90% of black people should be wiped out, and the 10% should be what's left. Well, okay, say that 10% is what's left, right? So just be you and white people. Now, who's going to fill Pookie and Ray Ray's shoes if Pookie and Ray Ray was to be gone? You will be Pookie and Ray Ray to white people because you're not on their level. So now the talented 10th has been reduced to 10% of that. You see what I'm saying? And that 1% that's left, now 10% of that. So what is this saying? Your whole goddamn race gets eaten up. Your whole race. But yeah, y'all are the leaders of black people, right? Y'all the leaders, huh? How the hell are you going to be a leader of people when you want a leader of people when the people that you lead and you want to see them all gone? You see what I'm saying? How in the hell is that? You need to step your ass down. You are not in a position to be leading. You can't lead a goddamn lunch line. You see what I'm saying? All you know how to do is regurgitate things and kiss ass. That's it. That's it. An ass kisser ain't no goddamn leader. Rob not the poor because he is poor. And that's the problem that you got within the fact that Pookie and Ray Ray is poor. Neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. Because what does the gate represent? The gate represents a place of judgment. You see what I'm saying? A place of protection, right? To keep out, and what's in to keep in. You see what I'm saying? Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus chapter 11 and verse 21. Ecclesiasticus. 11 and 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners. Now, this is for the blacks that's considered, as Pookie and Ray Ray and all of that. Let me tell you, that thug black man that's out there on that corner. Let me tell you something. That type of black man right there. That type of black man does understand that he's, the thug black man that's out there selling dope and all of that. A lot of these brothers realize that they're doing wrong. You see what I'm saying? They know that they're doing wrong. But at the same time, that so-called, the so-called talented 10th type brother, he does not know that he's doing wrong. He's been blinded. You see what I'm saying? That's why, just for me personally, I love my brothers and everything, but as far as it is true, I deal with that street brother better than I deal with those kind of dudes. You see what I'm saying? Those, the upper crust Negro, or the one that thinks that he's so educated and all that, because I get to see I deal with both. No doubt, I deal with both of them. You know what I'm saying? Love them both. But that brother, that one that thinks that he's part of the talented 10th, man, he's swabbing down that he got it together, that he got it right. While he's getting his behind, while he's up in that Christian church, half gay, you know what I'm saying? That brother, he's still lost while thinking that he's found. That brother, that Pookie and Ray Ray, he at least know that he's goddamn lost. You know what I'm saying? He at least knows that. But he is much easier to deal with, in my opinion. I'm just saying, certain brothers have certain talents and gifts or whatever, but he's better to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. Lord can easily make, Pookie and Ray Ray rich. Has he done that? Yes, he has, because the ISUPK is full of men that were formerly Pookie and Ray Ray. You see what I'm saying? Look at what we're doing versus what those guys are doing. It just, the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? Now, another point that I want to bring out too is these type of brothers. The same brothers is running around talking about that Pookie and Ray, so-called Pookie and Ray Ray, owe them a retribution. Right? Let me tell you. One of the things that they are covetous. Those are very covetous brothers. Because they figure that street brother, that so-called thug brother, shouldn't even have a woman. Because they're always so quick to run around and talk about, these sisters just make the worst decisions when it comes to men. They just get this dusty bum dude and they such and such as if this woman is something better than what he is. You see what I'm saying? And any Negro that think like that is a goddamn feminist. You see what I'm saying? Any nigga that think like that, he's on the brink. He's just like a feminist, and which is on the brink of being a goddamn homosexual, to be honest with you, because he views her as being over that man. You see what I'm saying? As just like when a brother sit there and see, when some men see, this sister, she's decent looking and everything, and she's with this brother. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like he, really don't have it together. You know what I'm saying? But they think in their mind, why is she with him? Why is she with him? As if she's something so much greater than he is. He's a man. You see what I'm saying? He is a black man. A black, Hispanic, Native Indian man. You see what I'm saying? But they put it like, she's so much greater, like she's deified. And he's just like this mere mortal servant. You see what I'm saying? Those type of dudes, you know what I'm saying, you always got to look out for. And those are always the type of dudes that try and get with another man's woman. Always. Because he views himself as something great and views her as something that should be on his level and views him as nothing. So when he goes and tries to screw his goddamn woman, he figured that he's not doing anything wrong because dude's dusty. So he figured a dusty dude he's not really human. He looks at them the same way the white man looks at his black ass if that white man wants to sit there and screw his goddamn black secretary, which is his wife. He figured he ain't doing nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just like that show Scandal or The Family That Prays. You see what I'm saying? Same goddamn scenario. So if you doing the same thing with Pookie and Ray Ray, nigga, you being just like that goddamn white man. But then you gonna leave black people? Get the hell out of here. You ain't leading no goddamn body, no goddamn where. And the Lord gonna see to it. Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 21. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife. Now, how does this go over to him? And I'm dealing with these fake Israelite groups dudes too. How does this scripture compute inside their mind when it says, "Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife"? But let me tell you what he does. He makes another kind of man his neighbor. You see what I'm saying? Chiefly the white man. He'll say the white man is his neighbor. You see what I'm saying? So that one dude, you know what I'm saying, that he views, you know, that's from, you know what I'm saying, he thinks that, you know, that dude that's in the ISUPK that lives in his neighborhood, you know, there's a trooper or something in the ISUPK, he figures, you know, that's not my neighbor. You see what I'm saying? So he figures it's good he can cover that man's wife because for one thing, he's like, well, marriage is based on the paperwork. Not even giving a damn that the fact that man and this woman got 2 kids together. You see what I'm saying? This is covetousness right here. That's covetousness. And these so-called upper echelon Negroes are full of goddamn covetousness. While they sitting there acting like they're gonna lead the nation, you ain't leading shit. Neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, because what do they believe? They believe that Pookie and Ray Ray should never have anything. You see what I'm saying? And they believe that I've been doing deep down in their psyche, what they're saying is I've been such a good suck up to the white man, I should have what he has. And that's the same way that black women look at black men on a goddamn job. When a black man is a supervisor on the job, this is why she doesn't respect that black man's authority on that job. When he tells her what to do, she'll be quick to go and argue with him and run behind his goddamn back to the white supervisors against him because she believes that she has been such a good kiss ass that she should have his position. And he don't kiss as much ass as her. You see what I'm saying? This is what's wrong with these so-called upper crust Negroes. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. I'm going to bring it all out. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody want to sit there and talk against the regular thug brother and all of this. Well, you know what? The thug brothers need a voice. And that you know, because like I said, you got to look at 2 sides of everything. You know what I'm saying? And the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge is going to be that voice. You know what I'm saying? Because we judge every damn thing righteously. While you guys don't. Y'all judge leaned on what the white man likes and what he dislikes. That's where your whole goddamn system, that's where your whole system of morality come from. Your whole system of morality comes from a man that has no goddamn moral compass. You see what I'm saying? White man do something that's right, it's by accident. And you're following that. But then somehow Pookie and Ray Ray should follow you? Boy, the amount of delusion there. Neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. You shouldn't cover the goddamn thing that belongs to your neighbor. If he got that, he got all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because see, Pookie and Ray Ray, these so-called Pookie and Ray Rays don't just be out on the goddamn block selling dope. And in reality, they look at Pookies and Ray Ray as the brothers that don't speak with the same type of goddamn vernacular as they do. And the same type of white, you know, action like they're trying to be white. You know what I'm saying? And if that brother has any goddamn thing, you know, if he accumulates anything, they say, you know, they figure that that's something that they should have. They think just like white people. You see what I'm saying? But then they think that they're going to sit there and lead black people. Get the hell out of here with that. You're not going to lead nothing. What your ass is going to do eventually, as if the Lord even spares you, let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to be wearing all black. And your ass is going to be cutting grass You're gonna be doing. You're gonna be, carrying signs, sweeping floors, holding posts. That's if the Lord has mercy upon you. And if he don't, your ass is just gonna be dead by the hands of the same goddamn people that you telling black people they should worship. These words the Lord spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire. These are the things, the Lord gave you. Thou shalt not do these things. And that stuff should be burning in our spirit right now. Don't be coveting what your neighbor got. You see the thug dude and he got a nice looking goddamn woman. Don't sit there and be thinking that's something that should belong to you. You see, that's his. It's not yours. You try to boast it like you so much, like you greater than he is, and you don't sit there and put her up on this pedestal just because she's a nice looking female. You know what I'm saying? She is what he is. If he's all messed up, then a lot of times she's messed up too. Him and her are one flesh. He's screwing her. And you think that should be something that should be with you? You see what I'm saying? She might not want a homosexual. She shouldn't want a goddamn homosexual. She shouldn't want somebody that's going to sit there and put on the pink and for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. She shouldn't want somebody with low goddamn testosterone. She shouldn't want somebody that's going to listen to some goddamn dumbass woman, his dumbass wife, that tells him that he can get a fucking vasectomy after, 2 children. He shouldn't listen to someone that, she shouldn't want some goddamn dude that lets his woman just run all over him. You see what I'm saying? And then go to work and bend over and kiss white people's ass. She shouldn't want that. White man's a devil that the Bible speaks of. You follow him and you're going to sin right along with his ass. Exodus 20 and 17. It's in there twice. Exodus chapter 20 verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. I'm going to read that part again. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Because if he's screwing her, that's his goddamn wife. But then you think somehow just because she's nice looking and everything, you know what I'm saying, got the sandals on, she got the pretty feet and all of that, you think she should be something that should be with you. And then you sit there and you say, black women just make so many bad choices when it comes to men. Let me let you in on something, dumbass nigga. Black women are not supposed to be choosing the goddamn husbands anyway. That's supposed to be something that's on the father. That's when you go into the Apocrypha, it says, marry thy daughter. In doing so, thou I'm paraphrasing, has taken care of a weighty matter. You see what I'm saying? But give her to a man. Wait a minute. It said what? It said give her to a man of understanding. So it say the father's supposed to give the daughter to the man. You see what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. A woman is supposed to actually be prepared for a man and given to a man, not the other way around. The man ain't given to the goddamn woman. The woman given to the man, and that's Bible. You see what I'm saying? So who's up? So who's more important? I don't give a damn if it is Pookie and Ray Ray. That man is still important. You see what I'm saying? Christ rode with the Pookie and Ray Ray type of dudes. That's the reason why when he said, if you ain't got a sword, get one. You know what I'm saying? What's that sword like today? That sword's like that goddamn pistol. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said, we are the INCPK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, at the Commanding General Yohana. Pay your tithes, support these brothers that's out here warring in this truth, that's out there on these street corners in all of these countries, you know what I'm saying, in Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, that's out there in the UK, that's out there trying to bring this nation together. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said, shalom.